Hello, I'm KHUL Meteorologist Chris Ramirez on your tropics update. Do you have any vacation plans in the Caribbean, maybe to Jamaica or the island of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic? Because we are tracking Tropical Storm Melissa. It is expected to become a Category 4 hurricane within the next few days. The thing about this storm is that it has not moved much. It is moving extremely slow, moving north at 2 miles an hour. This is just sort of remaining stationary over the southern Caribbean. And as we look at the latest forecasted track from the National Hurricane Center, you don't really see much movement in terms of this system as we head into the weekend, into Monday and Tuesday. This is when it's expected to become a Category 4 hurricane impacting the island of Jamaica. And this very well could bring some widespread rain coverage to the region, not just to Jamaica, but to Cuba, even Haiti and the Dominican Republic off towards the northeast. So this is going to be a pretty big rainmaker. And when it comes to Category 4 hurricane, we could see some winds between 140, 145 miles an hour with this system. As we look at that tropical future track, you're able to see this become into more warmer waters, and that's going to fuel this system and becoming more organized as it moves closer towards Jamaica, eventually making its impact. And then the models take it off towards the northeast. I think this is going to remain away from the continual U.S. because we are expecting several cold fronts on the way that is going to keep this system out away from us, especially away from us in southeast Texas. But looking at the rain potential, we have some pretty significant rain accumulations forecasted as we head through next Thursday. Up to 18 inches of rain in Montego Bay, Kingston 17.5 inches, might see 22 inches of rain. These are Hurricane Harvey type rain accumulations across the Caribbean. So hopefully they're able to handle this amount of rain, especially as they do really receive more rainy conditions during this time of year. But they are expecting a large swath of rain and potential impacts from this hurricane as we head into the next coming days. And so that's what we're looking at in terms of our tropics. So we've already crossed off Melissa. The next name on the list is Nestor. Very well likely that we very well could not really see Nestor. I think we're going to be pretty much done, but as an important reminder, we are getting towards the end of hurricane season as we head closer towards the month of November. That is going to really lasts until November 31st, but just keep in mind that hurricane season lasts at least through the entire month of November, and it's very well possible to see more of those tropical systems out in the Atlantic basin, at least for the next couple of months, or at least the next month and a half. So just sort of summing this up, the thing that we're tracking in the tropics is Tropical Storm Melissa. If you have any vacation plans to Jamaica in the next few days, you might want to just reconsider because they're going to be impacted by a pretty strong storm. Right now, it's still tropical storm status. And you're seeing a lot of disorganization with this system, and it's moving north at 2 miles an hour. It's just remaining a bit stationary, and that's not really good news in terms of the potential flooding impact and the amount of rain that's going to be associated with that system as it just sort of stalls in the southern Caribbean. And the latest track from the National Hurricane Center does take this as a Category 4 hurricane just south of Jamaica, eventually bringing some destructive winds to the region, especially across the southern Caribbean as we head in the next few days. And so future track showing the center of that storm just south of Jamaica. I believe that there is lots of uncertainty on how fast this system is going to be moving off towards the northeast. I think the models have not really caught on what happens after we see that hurricane status, especially as we head into the end of next week. But this very well could bring some widespread rain to the Caribbean, especially if you do have those plans out there. I don't think the Yucatan Peninsula or Mexico is going to be impacted by this storm. We're just going to see this over the southern Caribbean islands and these fronts moving through the U.S., keeping that storm away from us as we head into the next few days. Up to 17 to 22 inches of rain likely with this system, especially out in Jamaica. Port-au-Prince, of course, Haiti, Dominican Republic, likely to see more of those heavier rain accumulations. And so if you have any vacation plans to maybe Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, even Dominican Republic, just look at that forecast and you might want to reconsider because most of the Caribbean is going to be impacted by the rain from this system as we head into the next few days. And so name Melissa is already crossed off on the list as a tropical storm that is expected to strengthen into a Category 4 hurricane. And we are winding down hurricane season. The good news for us is that we are going to see these cold fronts keep those storms away from the U.S. But just keep in mind that we still have hurricane tropical storm potential at least towards the end of November. Of course, that's your latest tropics update. Make sure to tune in tonight at 10 p.m. for the latest news and weather headlines.